this lecture, we will dive into the basics of Burp Suite. Burp Suite is a powerful web application security testing tool developed by the company Podspeaker. It is widely used for penetration testing of web application, helping us to identify and exploit security vulnerabilities. Burp Suite is built on a modular architecture. That means it allows us to customize the tool according to our specific needs. In this lecture, we will explore the core components of Burp Suite, including Proxy. This component intercepts and modifies web traffic. It allows us to see and change the data being sent between your browser and the web application. Spider. The spider automatically crawls the web application. It finds all the pages and forms, helping us to understand the entire scope of the application. Scanner. The scanner identifies vulnerabilities automatically. It scans for common security issues like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and many more. Intruder. The intruder performs automated attacks to find weakness. All these components work together to provide a comprehensive security solution. Now, let's take a look at the different editions of Burp Suite. First, we have the Community Edition. This edition is free to use and includes all the essential Burp functionalities. This is a great starting point for beginners, but it does have some limitations. It doesn't include automated vulnerability scans, and the speed on the Intruder tab is very limited. That's why we'll use the Professional Edition for this course. This is a paid version for single users. It provides all the main Burp features including automated vulnerability scans and allows unlimited speed on request. This edition is perfect for those who need more advanced features. Finally, there is an Enterprise Edition. This is also a paid version, but this is designed for the enterprises. It includes the same feature as the Pro version, but is suitable for the multiple users and applications. One of the features is the dashboard, which allows us to monitor the overall security of the company. This edition is used by the major companies like Cisco, Wells Fargo, PayPal, and NASA. To summarize, Burp Suite is an essential tool for any web application security tester. Whether you are just starting out with the Community Edition or using the advanced. Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will see how to install the Burp Suite Professional and how we can run Burp Suite in just one tab. First, we will gather the basic resources. In this lecture resources, there is a PDF where I have included the link to download the Burp Suite Professional. Click the link in the browser. This folder will come. Download. Download anyway. Open this folder and unzip it. Extract. Now open another tab and just type OpenLogic Java JDK 8. Click on the first link. We will install the Java JDK 8 version to run the Burp Suite Professional. There are some options. Java version is 8. Operating system is Linux. Architecture is 64-bit. Those who are using 32-bit, they can select the 32-bit. And package is JDK. Download .deb file. All the basic resources are gathered. Now we will see the installation. Now open the terminal from where you download the file. Opening terminal. We need to give the executable permission with the command /t +x and the file name. File name is open logic -open JDK and enter. Now we will install the file. Sudo pg I is for installation and again the file name. Press tab. It is getting installed. The file is installed. Now we have to select the file with the command sudo update -alternatives config java. Enter. We have installed the Java JDK 8 version. We will select that version. We need to keep 2. Enter. That's it. Now we navigate to the Burp Suite directory. cd Burp Suite. Enter. Let's see all the files. Now we will give executable permission to everyone. We will run es-edition.jar file by java -jar es-edition.jar. Enter. This tab will open after running the file. Simply change the name of the license with your name. So I'll write Isha. Run. Burp Suite Professional will run. Okay. I accept. Copy this license, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and paste it here. Next. Our next option is for manual activation. Simply copy this request and paste it here. The response is being generated. Copy that response and paste it here. Click on next, finish. Our Burp Suite Professional is on. You can see here it is coming license to Disha. Click on next, start Burp. The license is activated and Burp Suite is running. To open the Burp Suite, we need to follow the same process every time, but we can shorten this process with one command. Now we have activated the Burp Suite Professional. If we will run burp.sh file, our professional Burp Suite will run. But the problem is we need to come to the Burp Suite directory again and again. So we will shorten this process and we see how we can on the Burp Suite in only one tab. We will edit the burp.sh file. For editing the file, we need to give vi burp.sh. No need to give sudo. We will add the path from where we can on our Burp Suite. We will see the path. Copy path, copy location. I'll write this location in leaf pad. Inserting permission I. Now you can insert. Here, I'll give the location. So my location is root / top. Burp Suite. Everything should be correct, otherwise it will not work. Same I'll write here also, in front of jar. Root, downloads, Burp Suite. That's it. Check it once. Click on escape. This is for saving and coming out. Click enter. After saving it, we can run the file from anywhere. But we don't know how to run the file. For that, we need to create a symbolic link. How we will create a symbolic link, we will see. We will create a link. Sudo ln s means symbolic link, and we will create it forcefully. We will give the location of the directory. Root downloads. Burp Suite burp.sh. Where we need to save it? We will give that also. So we'll save it to user local wing, and we will keep it a name. Whatever the name we will keep, when we will give that name, our Burp Suite professional will know. So we'll give it as Burp Suite Pro. That's it. Our link is created. Now if we will run Burp Suite from here, it will on. But if we go out from this folder and we'll run here, it will not. No such file or direct. But if we'll give Burp Suite Pro, our Burp Suite will on from here. So this is how you can activate our Burp Suite in one tap. We'll click Ctrl C. Every time you can open the Burp Suite from the downloads. Open the terminal. If you go to the downloads directory, downloads directory, you can on Burp Suite from here. That's it. In next lecture, we will configure the proxy and we will connect the proxy with the Burp Suite. Thank you. Hi everyone, in this lecture we will see how to download and install the Burp Suite Community Edition on Windows operating system. Open your web browser and type podsfigure.net. This is the official Burp Suite download page. Go to the products. You can see there is Burp Suite Professional, Burp Suite Community Edition. We are going to install the Burp Suite Community Edition as it is free. Burp Suite Professional Edition is the paid version, and in another lecture I have already shown how to install without paying. So I go to Burp Suite Community Edition, go straight to downloads. So my window is 64-bit, so I will select that. Burp Suite Community Edition, I will download it. So it will take some time. It is downloaded, click on it. You can see the installer. Go to next. Next. It is getting installed. Finished. You can see the community edition is installed in our Windows. Accept the license. Next, you can So this is the dashboard of the community edition. It is installed in our Windows operating system. Thank you. See you in the next lecture. This component intercepts and modifies web traffic between the browser and the target web application. We will see this in practice. First, we need to configure the proxy, which means connecting the proxy to the Burp Suite Professional. In the last lecture, we have activated the Burp Suite Professional. I'm going to on it now. Burp Suite is on, and now I'll open the browser and go to the add-on section. Add-on and themes. Search for Foxy Proxy. Foxy Proxy. Enter. Click on the first one. Add to Firefox. Add. Okay. Now open the Foxy Proxy option and go to the proxy setting, proxies. We need to connect it to our Burp Suite. Click on add. Title as Burp Suite. And we need to take the host name and port from the Burp Suite proxy settings. So here is a proxy option. So this is the port number and this is the host name. So host name is 127.0.1.0.01 and the port number is 8080 and save it. That's it. Now the Burp Suite option will appear here. Just click on it. That's it. Our proxy is being configured, but now we need to export the CA certificate so that we can modify the web traffic. So import export CA certificate. We will export it in DER format. Click on next. Select file. File name. I'll give it as cert. Save. Next. Successfully exported. Close it. Now go to the settings. We will find certificate. View certificates. We will import here. Import. All files. I will import. Open. Press this. This. Okay. Okay. Our certificate is being imported. Now, if we will write anything here, the request is coming here. Our intercept is on. If I forward this request, it will come here. And now we will understand about the proxy tag, how it is helpful to us. So we will visit any website. I am visiting this website. Here intercept is off. The website will go through the proxy, but it will not be visible here. So I click on it. If I on the intercept, so now our request is visible here. If the proxy tabs are blinking, that means the data is going through it, and our request will be visible in this proxy tab. This is the header tab. You can see any request here, whatever we did. So we visited this website and we again forward our request. So this will come. This is the hexagon code. This is not human readable, but if we needed penetration testing, we can change it. But we focus on the raw data only. This is the HTTP history. 200 request means successful. 101 request means we are changing the protocol. And 204 request means we have requested and the page is modified but nothing information came. Here we can study about the targeted website. The URL of WebSocket connection, the direction of the message, whether it's incoming or going, the length of the response in bytes, and whether we used SSL certificate or not, timing and in which port it is running. From the option tab, we can configure the proxy settings. We already configured our proxy settings, imported CS certificate also. From here, we can control the request of the clients, which request we needed. From here, we can intercept the server responses, which one we need. We can see whether our status code matched or not. We can modify the responses from here. Like we can unhide the hidden form fields, remove all JavaScript, remove object tabs, and we can see which web server is passing through the SSL connection. All these about the option tab. And now we come back to the intercept again. If we want to see the response, we can see from here also. Do intercept response to this request. I'll forward. So this is the response, not modified. We didn't do anything in this website. If I visit this website here and I forward the request, and now I'll do response to this request. So we have visited this website. We will use all these tabs in the upcoming lectures one by one. So this is all about the proxy tab. In the next lecture, we will see how to set the target and how to use the target tab. Thank you. Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will explore the target tab. We see how to set the target of a particular website in detail. First, we on the Burp Suite with the command we made. And we open the browser on the another side. Our Burp Suite is on. I will turn off the intercept and go to the target tab. Here, Mozilla Firefox is here because the start page is there in the website. I cross it. I search any website. Let's search the OpenLogic only. OpenLogic.com. And here we can see the open. Many other apps are present here. It also visit those websites, but it is not visible in our browser. Now let's open another website like one web. We can see that website also here. We can see the OpenLogic website here, one web here. Basically, the target tab records everything we search in the browser. So in the content section, we can view all the requests. Like we can see here, the request has been sent www.openlogic.com and the response has been generated. This is the response 200. Okay. 200 means success. If the request is in gray, that means the browser hasn't visited the website. Perhaps it is taking long time to visit, or it is requested and we didn't got any response. So we can see this request here, small request here, but there is no response for that. So all these kind of requests, it should be in gray. And which websites browser visited, it is in black. Now we set the target of a particular web page so that we can scan it properly. So there are two ways to doing it. First we can do from here. We can add it from here, like add https://www.openlogic.com. We can do it from here. Otherwise, we can go to the sitemap, right click to the website which we want to set as a target and add to scope. Sorry, add to scope. Yeah. Now we can see the scope has been set. Now we can see in this area is very messy. We can clear this area also. Just go to the filters, show only in scope items. That's it. Everything will be removed and only the web page which is in our scope, it will come here. I will maximize the screen. We will understand it. In the content section, you can see all the relevant information of this website. Like this is the web page. We are only getting in the browser. So get method is used here. URL status is 200. Okay. Length in bytes. HTML type. Title is deploy open source. Whatever the topic of the web application, it will be visible here. And the time request we can see here. If we see the request, we will see the response here. The response will be in raw. We can see in the header form also. Even in hex code also. HTML. We can see the HTML code of the page. Whole HTML code we can see here of our web page. Render page will display the like web page here, not the exact page, but it will display. So we can see the page here. Here we can see the issue, like SSL certificate is issued to the website. So we can see here whole information. SSL certificate is issued. Confidence. Confidence means whether it is risky or certain or medium level, we can see here. So it is not risky, it is certain. Host is openlogic.com. Issue details all. Issued to openlogic.com. Issued by R11. Valid from, valid to. All we can see here. Issue background also we can see here. And script, cross domain script we can see here. All the script we can see here. Here we can see the remedy also. Remediation means if any issue is coming, how we can certify it, how we can correct it, we can see here. Request we can see whatever we did, and this is the response we generated. And if any issue is there, how we can correct it, we can see through the remediation. This is how we can scan the whole website. We can set the target and we can scan the whole website. All this about the target tab. In the next lecture, we will see the other tabs. Stay tuned. Thank you. Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will explore how to use the Spider tool in Burp Suite to automatically discover and map the structure of a web application, and how it is helpful in identifying the vulnerabilities. We will see this in practical. Open Burp Suite and ensure that your browser is configured to use the Burp Suite proxy. Navigate to the Proxy tab and turn off the intercept. And now we will configure the target scope. How we will configure? We go to the oneweb.com website and we will set the scope here. Add to scope. Yes, our target is set. Now we go to the Spider tab and we will start the scan. First we configure the option as we needed. Spider scope is use suite scope defined in target tab. It's okay, we will use that only. We go to the options. Check robots.txt. Robots.txt file contains instructions for what in which pages they can and cannot access. We will see this. Detect custom not found responses, okay. Ignore links to non-text content, okay. Request the root for all the directories, okay. Whatever we need, we can click here. Maximum parameterized request per URL 50. I will change it to 5. Passive spidering monitor traffic through Burp Proxy to update the sitemap. I will keep it as 0 only. Form submission means if any form is there in the website, it will show to us. Application login. If we need to log in the application with username and password, anything we can configure here. So post requests are basically non-parameterized and we don't need it. We configured it. Now we will start our scan. So Spider is running. Bytes transferred 2115 bytes. Request made 3. Now we will review the Spider results in the target tab. We go to the target tab, sitemap. I will maximize the screen. And I will apply the filter, show only in scope items. That's it. We can see the structure of a web application. So if we see the request here, www.oneweb.com, get request, status is 200, means good, success. Title is web vulnerabilities. We can see here also, web vulnerability scanner. And now we can see this response, success, okay. And HTML code also we can see here. In render, it will show us the whole application web page. So next if we go there, it will show us only the images, whatever they are in the web application. There is no favicon dot icons, no icons in there, so 404 not found. There is no robots dot text, same, not 404 not found. Request, we requested it, but no response because it is not there in the web application. If you take any other web application and it is there, it will come out. There are 3 issues. Unencrypted communication, HTML does not specify cache set, and frameable response. So these all are the vulnerabilities in this web application. This is the structure of the web application. This is the vulnerabilities in the web application. So this is how spiders helps us finding the vulnerabilities in the web application and giving us the whole structure of the web application. So that's all about the spider tab. In the next lecture, we will see how we can encode and decode the data. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Hi everyone, in this section we'll explore the decoder tab in Burp Suite. Let's dive in. So the decoder tab helps you to decode and code data, and it is divided into three sections: input area, operations, and output area. Now, what are the operations? So we can decode and code strings, okay, in various formats. So let's see how we can decode a base64 string. Guys, just paste the string and select decode as base64. So you can see it in a plain text, right? Now let's encode this hello world as a URL. So just choose it, encode as URL. Okay, so you can see it in a URL encoded format, and this is a URL encoded base64 string, right? So guys, you can change the operations now. Like if I want to decode the string, I'll choose decode as and the same format, the URL format. So like this I can decode or encode any string. Now if I want to close this area, okay, just have to click smart decode. So this will close all those areas, output areas, and here I can type the any string like hello, and if I want to encode this, I will choose encode as and any format like base64, okay, and if I want to decode it, just choose as decode as base64. So that's it for the decoder tab. Practice with different encodings to master this tool, and happy hacking. See you in the next lecture.
Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will explore how to use the comparer tab to analyze and compare the responses from a website. First, we see what is comparer tab. It is a powerful tool in Burp Suite that helps us identify difference between the responses, which can reveal the security vulnerabilities in the web application. We see this in practice. Open Burp Suite Professional. Then open the browser and configure Burp Suite Proxy. Now we navigate to the Proxy tab and we will ensure that the intercept is off. I'll keep a target here. Any website you can give. The intercept is off. The request will not be shown here. I'll go to the target tab. It is not shown here. It came here. I'll set this website as our target. So I'll add to scope. Yes. My target is set here. I go back. This was the request and this was its response, not modified. That means we didn't do anything in this website. I click on this link. Now I go to the proxy tab. You can see this request here. I will forward this request. So the response is generated here. I'll forward again. So here is the response page. Now we will see what the scanner tab will do here. We go to the HTTP history and we take any two responses to compare it. As I already said, compare tab will compare the two responses. So I'll do the same. I'll take any two responses. So I'll take this one. Send to comparer response and the another. You see comparer tab will blink. I came to this tab. I will select the responses to compare. So my first response is this. Another, I'll take this to compare. First, I'll compare by words. It is done. You can see in the orange, it is being modified. Nothing is related, and this is added. In yellow color, it is added. So we will review the difference by this comparer. These differences may be the security issues, like such as error handling, information disclosure, or any responses, inconsistent responses. So you can see in the first response it was switching the protocols, and in the second response it is 200. Okay, means what, in which tab we were going, it is being success. So you can see the HTML code here. You can note down all the responses. It will definitely help us in finding the vulnerabilities and any other security issues. We can even compare it by bytes also. And as I said, that byte code is not a human readable code, but we can compare this code if we need to find any vulnerabilities in penetration testing. So this is all about the comparer tab. In the next lecture, we will see how we can scan the security vulnerabilities by the scanner. Thank you. Hello everyone, in this lecture we will explore how to use the scanner tab in Burp Suite to perform the vulnerability scanning on the websites. And we will explore the difference between the passive and the active scans in Burp Suite. First we explore what is Burp Scanner. Burp Suite Professional contains an advanced web application scanner which helps us in finding the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. This is one of the most widely used scanners in the world today, and it is not available in the community version of Burp Suite. It is only available in the Burp Suite Professional and the Enterprise edition of Burp Suite. This is the major difference in the community edition and the professional edition of Burp Suite. We see this in practice. Open Burp Suite Professional and the browser on the other side. And ensure that your browser is configured to use Burp Suite Proxy from here. Now we will set the target. First, I'll enter any website here. This website is basically designed for the educational purpose only. So that's why I'm using this website. I will set my target here. Intercept is on. You see proxy tab is blinking. I'm forwarding the request. I'm setting this website as my target. I'll add to scope. As you guys know, yes, I am adding to scope. I'll open any page here. Again, I'll forward this request. Forward. Yes. Now, first we will explore the scanner tab. First, we will see this tab, live scanning. We will see the difference between the live active scanning and live passive scanning. Here, if I go to the sign up page, I forward the request. You can see there is some data to fill. What the active scan will do, It will send the request to the application. It will interact with this form and functionalities, fill out all the forms, submit data, and it scan each page of the website for vulnerabilities. But the passive scan will only analyze existing traffic without sending any new request to the application. Passive scan will not send any request to this application, but the active scan will send and fill all the data for the vulnerabilities. This is the big difference between the active and passive scan. We will see both the scans. So here I go to the target. I already set my target. Now what I'll do, any website, show online scope. Click. Okay, I'll remove it. VCF free. I will actively scan this host. First we do passive scan. You see the scanner is blinking. That means it scanned, now it is done. So we can see the issues formed by the scans. So this is scan queue. There is no, I didn't form any queue. These are the issue definitions. Means all the issues and the definitions and its remedies are provided here. You can read it. Here you can see what is OS command injection, description, remedy, what are its classifications. You can see everything here. You can read from here. If I come back here, you can see 3 issues are found here with the passive scan. The first issue is the SSL certificate. There is the issues detail down. Issue background, references, all are written here. Strict transport security not enforced, unencrypted communications. All the issues we found with passive scanning. So if you don't understand, you can see from here issue definition. As I said, all the description and remedies are written here. In the live scanning, you can select whether you want to do active scanning or passive scanning. And in the option tab, you can configure your option based on your testing requirements, like where you want to attack, specific insertion points, scanning engine, active scanning engine. You can optimize it, speed, you can optimize it, issues, which issues you want the Burp to check, code analysis if you want to do. These all you can configure in the option tab. Now we will see the active scanning, how we can do the active scanning. I'll move to any other page here. Forward the request. I'll set the scope. Now I'll set the scope of this one. Add to scope. Scope is set. Now actively scan this host. We will scan this host and we will see remove duplicate items, remove items with no parameters. We can configure it. Okay. You see scanner will blink. Now we will see the issue activity. You can see these all are the issues we found in active scan. You can see email address disclosed. Issue detail, address is disclosed. So anyone can hack this website. Issue background, what is the remedy? all you can find here. But this is only for education purpose website. That's why I'm doing active scan. If you are using any other website, I request not to do active scan on that websites. If you are doing it for education purpose. So all these about the scanner tab. In the next section, we will see the manual testing techniques. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to explore the extended tab in Burp Suite Professional. This tab in Burp Suite allows us to install extensions that add new features and functionality to the Burp. These extensions can be downloaded from the B App Store. From here, we can download it. It can automate our task, it can improve the security testing and integrate other tools into the Burp Suite, which makes it a powerful environment for penetration testing. So we can explore it from here. These all are the extensions we can add it to the Burp Suite. Let's walk through how to install and use it. We will install a popular vulnerability scanner extension from the B App Store. You can scroll through the list and find the specific extension. Like this. This is the professional extension retire.js, most popular vulnerability scanner extension in Burp Suite. It helps us to integrate Burp with the retire.js repository to find vulnerable JavaScript libraries. We will see how we can use it. Install the extension. Now we go to the extensions tab. We can see here this extension is downloaded. Now this will automatically scan the web application you are testing, looking for vulnerable JavaScript libraries or other software weaknesses. We will see our proxy setup. Intercept is on. I'm using this website, vulnweb.com. I'll forward the request. I go to this link. You can set the particular target also. I set this as a target and I set this as my target. Add to scope. We can see as Burp Suite intercepts requests and responses, the retire.js or any other scanner extension you installed will analyze the responses for outdated or vulnerable libraries and report back in the issues. You can see there in the issues or in the scanner tab. You will see the results like session token in URL or any known vulnerability in JavaScript files or any other software component you can find out there. Base 64 encoded data and parameter. You can see all the vulnerabilities here which they found with retire.js or any other extension you want to install and want to use it. So that's how you can use the extender tab. You can install any extension you want to use and you can check it out. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.
Hey everyone, we are diving into Burp Intruder. one of the most powerful tools within Burp Suite for automating customized attacks against web application. Let's get started. So Burp Intruder is a tool designed for automating attacks on application. You can use it for various purposes like fuzzing, brute forcing, and parameter enumeration. So let's see how we can use the Burp Intruder practically. First open Burp Suite and make sure your intercept is off. Now let's capture a request from test1 web. So open the browser by clicking here open browser and navigate to this site test1web.com. Let's log in with some test credentials. So I will enter admin as username and test1 as a password. Okay. Before hitting login, we'll go back to Burp Suite and we'll on the intercept. Okay. Then click this login button. Now you will see the request being intercepted, right? So send this request to the intruder by right clicking and selecting send to intruder. Now let's configure Burp Intruder. So just go to the intruder tab and let's select the positions. So here you will see the intercepted request, right? So we need to specify which part of the request we want to attack. So we want to attack this username variable and the password variable. So just click here, add $, add this payload as a $, and then select other payload position, and then click again, add $. Okay, so we have two payload positions here. All right. Now next thing what we're gonna do, we'll select the attack type. So in this we have several attack types. Let's go through them briefly. First we have sniper. So sniper, this attack type, it trades through a single set of payloads, placing each payload in one position at a time. So if we have only one payload position, like a password position, then we can select this sniper attack. But here we have two payload positions, right? So we cannot select this sniper attack. We have to go for this cluster bomb. Okay. Now what is this battering ram? So battering ram is useful for session token test, that we are not doing it right now. And next one we have is pitchfork. So that is useful when you want to test corresponding payloads in parallel, like testing different username password pair from a credential dump. And next we have is cluster bomb. So this is the most exhaustive, iterating through every possible combination of payloads across multiple positions. So this is the one we will be using today. Just choose this cluster bomb, and then we'll go to the payloads tab. Now we can see payload set. Okay, so here we can load the list of usernames, right, from by clicking here load, and you can select the username list. All right, but I'm gonna add it manually. I will add some usernames, like let's add admin1, admin2, root, test. Okay, now we'll select the payload set 2. Just click here, and then we'll add here the password list. Let's add test as password. Okay, then test 3, test 4. You can add it as many as you want, or you can choose the load, this load button, and you can choose from the word list. With our position and payload set, we are ready to launch the attack. So click here, start attack. So this Burp Intruder will now start sending requests with different combination of usernames and password. And as the attack progresses, you can see the results in real time. Now look for any request with different status code or response. So you can see here we are getting the same status code, but in this we are getting a different status code as 200. It means we found a successful login with the username as test and the password as test. So let's try this username, test, and test as password. So we'll go to the proxy tab and we'll off the intercept. We'll go to the Chrome. Okay, and then let's try test and test as password. Test as username and test as password. So you can see we are successfully logged into this page, right? So this indicates a vulnerability that needs to be addressed. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, we are going to learn how to use Burp Repeater. So let's see. Burp Repeater is a tool within Burp Suite that allows you to manually modify and resend HTTP request. It is perfect for testing and verifying vulnerabilities. Okay, so let's capture request from test1 web. Open this proxy tab and then open the browser. Then we'll navigate to test PHP website and let's log in with some test credentials, like test1 as username and test1 as password. Okay, so let's click login. But before that, we'll make sure our intercept is on. We'll on the intercept and then we'll click on the the login button. Okay. Now you will see request being intercepted, right? You can see username is test1 and the password is test1. Now what we can do, we'll send this request to the repeater by right clicking and selecting this send to repeater. Okay, just go to this repeater tab. Here you can see the intercepted request. Now we can modify any part of this request. For example, let's change the username to admin. So we'll change this username to admin and then we will send this request. Okay, so it is displaying us 302 not found, or we can even render it. So it is displaying us you must log in. Now let's modify the user and password to test and look for any differences in the response that might indicate a successful login. So let's change it to test. Username is equal to test and password is equal to test and resend this request. So you can see it is displaying us 200 code, means we have successfully logged in using this test as username and test as password. Now if you want to see the visual representation of this HTTP responses, then click on this render tab. This will display you the web pages as they would appear in a browser. Alright. So guys, here you can try any SQL injection payloads and check for SQL injection vulnerabilities. Now what's the main difference between repeater and intruder in Burp Suite? So repeater is used for manually modifying and resending individual requests to test for vulnerabilities, while intruder is used for automating customized attacks on web applications like brute force attacks. And that's how you use Burp repeater to test web application. And you can see it is a powerful tool for manual testing and verifying vulnerabilities. And always remember, use this technique ethically and only on application you have permission to test. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, we are diving into Burp Sequencer to analyze the randomness of session cookies in web application. Let's explore why randomness matters and how to use Burp Sequencer effectively. So first, what is session cookies? Session cookies are temporary cookies used to maintain a user session while they navigate through a web application. However, if these cookies are predictable or have patterns, attackers could potentially hijack sessions. So let's see it practically. So guys, the first step we have is to start the Burp Suite. Okay, after starting the Burp Suite, just open the browser. And after opening this browser, just open this site, Jinanju shop, and then click on this icon, then click on this login. Then we'll log in into the site using the username Carlos. Okay, you can copy it from here, just paste it, then click login, and the password is hunter2. After opening this site, we'll on the intercept. Okay, just on the intercept. Again, refresh this page so that it will capture the cookies. Or if you want to check the cookies, just right click here and just click on inspect and then go to this tab, application. You can see the cookies over here. Okay, so let me off the intercept first. Okay, now you can see the session value, right? Again, I will on the intercept and will refresh this page. So you can see it has captured the request. So what I'm gonna do, I will send this request to the sequencer. First I will verify. You can see the cookies, right? Cookie session is equal to something value it has stored, right? So I will send this to the sequencer just by right clicking over here, and then I will select send to sequencer. After sending this request to the sequencer, I will go to the sequencer tab, and you can see the cookie, it has selected this cookie. All right, you can see the drop down button. Okay, so you can select any cookie from it. So I'm selecting this one, and then I will start this live capture. So just click on this button and we'll start the live capture. Okay, so if you want to auto analyze it, just take it and then click on analyze now. So it has started capturing these tokens. You can see it is displaying me the overall quality of randomness within the sample is estimated to be excellent. And even you can see the character level analysis. So it is not displaying anything in that. You can see the bit level analysis in this, right? Or even you can do the analysis settings. Okay, so what steps we followed in this? Let's repeat the steps that we followed. First, we open the Burp Suite then we set the target, right? After that, we captured the session cookie, and then we are analyzing the results in Burp sequencer. So you can click here, analyze now, right? But it is showing you the sample is estimated to be excellent. So you can see Burp is providing a detailed analysis, including a summary of the token randomness and statistical tests performed. In our case, we got excellent results, indicating high entropy and unpredictability in the session cookie. So this is exactly what we want to see for secure session management. So strong random session cookies like these are essential for preventing session hijacking. So developers should use secure random number generators and avoid predictable patterns. And they should regularly update session tokens and ensure they are securely transmitted over HTTPS. Alright, so hope you got how to use the sequencer tab. Thanks for watching. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to set up and use the WASP broken web application in VMware. So this will help you to practice and understand real world applications vulnerabilities in a safe environment. Let's get started. First, we need to download the WASP VWA file. So just search WASP VWA and then download the latest file to your machine just by clicking download. So after downloading it, let's set up our VMware environment. So just open a virtual machine and just choose that file that we just downloaded and then click here, open. After that, just give any name of the virtual machine. So I'm giving VWA, alright, and just click here, import. So it will import this broken web application. Just wait few seconds. So guys, after importing it, just click here, play virtual machine, and then it will start this machine. So we can see VWA virtual machine has successfully booted. From here, you can log in with the credentials. Username is root and the password is WASP VWA. And start using the various vulnerable web applications for your testing and training. Alright, and even you can access all the apps on this IP address. So let's log in again with the username root and the password is WASP VWA. So you can access the application using this IP address 192.168.174.164. Alright, and that's all. You have successfully set up VWA in VMware. And from the next lecture, we'll explore some real world testing scenarios. Thanks for watching. In this lecture, we'll cover what a password brute force attack is and how to use proxy, repeater, and intruder tabs to execute this attack. And we'll see a step-by-step demo of a brute force attack against a login page in a controlled lab environment. So the password brute forcing attack involves attempting several passwords until the correct one is found. This method is commonly used to gain unauthorized access to accounts. In this video, we'll focus on three main tabs. The first one is the proxy tab. We'll see how we can intercept the login request. And the next one we have is the repeater tab. We'll see how we can send a modified packet. And the last one is the intruder tab, where we are going to see how we can send multiple modified packets for brute forcing. So these are the three tabs we'll focus on this video. So let's see it practically. Just start the Burp Suite and go to this tab, open browser. Okay, and here you have to type the IP address of the target machine. So I will go to the target machine, that is VWA, vulnerable web application. Okay, I will launch this machine. Just click here, play virtual machine. So this will start booting the machine. And then I will log in into this machine. Alright. So you can see the username is root and the password is WASP VWA. Again, I will log in. So you can access this machine by typing this IP address 192.168.174.164. Okay, just open your browser. Just type this IP address 192.168.174.164. This is in my case. In your case, it may be different. And then choose this application DVWA. Just open it. Okay, then you will get this interface where you can log in using the username and the password. After navigating to the target application, we'll go back to the Burp Suite and we'll see the target tab. We can see in the target tab, this will automatically fill up with target website and this will begin creating a sitemap. So we can add this to the scope. Okay. so that any data collected or analyzed will be limited to just this website, excluding all other sites. So let's open the browser and we'll attempt to log in with incorrect credentials. So let's log in using admin and test as a password. Then I will click login. So you can see it is displaying me login failed, right? So I will go to the Burp Suite and we'll open the Proxy tab. Then you just open this HTTP history and just check the post request. Okay, so in the post request, you can see it has captured the username and the password. We'll see how we can use the repeater tab. So we'll send this request to the repeater. Just click here and then select this send to repeater and then just go to the repeater tab. We will manually change the password value and resend the request from here. Alright, so let's change the password value to test1 and then just click here send button and you can see the response here, right? But using repeater for multiple passwords is time consuming, as we have to manually try list of passwords. That will take so much time. So we are going to use the Intruder tab. So let's see how we can use the Intruder tab. Let's send this request to the Intruder just by selecting send to Intruder and just open the Intruder tab. Now you can see the entire request. So identify the variable to brute force. For example, the password field. Just select this test1 and click here add $. You can see one payload position is set. So the password variable is now set for brute forcing. Alright, and select here the sniper attack type. After that, we'll go to the payloads tab and then you can load a list of passwords from here, or you can manually add like admin as password, then test1, test2. You can add list of passwords here. After that, just click this button start attack to begin the brute forcing attack. Just click here OK. Now analyze the result and identify the successful attempt. Check for the status code or response length for variations. So here you can see all the requests are having the same status codes, right? And even the length of the request are somewhat similar. So we cannot guess the right password from here, right? And if we check all the requests manually, if we check the response of all the requests manually, it will take so much time, right? Like if we go to this request, you can see it is displaying us location : login.php. It means it is redirecting us to the same site. And if we check the next request where the password is admin, so we can see it is redirecting us to index.php. So that may be the correct password. Okay, so let's see the next request. In the next request, it is redirecting us to login.php. That is the same site. Okay, and even the next request, it is redirecting us to login.php. It means this is the correct password, where it is redirecting us to the index.php. So what we can do, we'll search for the string location : login.php. Okay, if we are getting this string in any request, then we can say the password of the request is not correct. And if you are not getting this location : login.php, then it means it may be a correct password. It may be a right password. So let's go to the settings. Just open the settings tab and clear it. Okay, and then just add location : login.php and then untick this exclude HTTP headers, because even we want to check it on HTTP headers. Okay, and just add it. Then from here we can restart the attack. Now you can analyze the result. So the missing login.php, that will indicate a successful login. So we can see here it is not displaying us anything like 1. Okay, so it may be a correct password. So let's try login with admin as username and admin as password. Okay, so if we log in with admin as username and admin as password and click login, you can see it is redirecting us to index.php, the home page of the website. Okay, so this is how you can perform the brute force attack. But if both the username and password are unknown, then use the cluster bomb attack type And in this lecture, we successfully demonstrated how to perform a brute force attack using Burp Suite, focusing on the proxy, repeater, and intruder tabs. Thank you for watching. In this lecture, we'll explore cookie tampering attacks, focusing on identifying insecure cookies and modifying their values. Let's start with an example of cookies. So cookie called an ID is equal to 100. In this example, the cookie represents an ID. That may be a user ID. So by tampering with these values, an attacker could potentially impersonate another user. So to effectively perform a cookie tampering attack using Burp Suite, we'll be using 4 main tabs: Proxy, Decoder, Repeater, and Comparer. So let's dive into each of these tabs and understand their roles in the process. So the first step is to intercept a request that contains a cookie. So for that, we are going to use the Proxy tab. And next we need to decode the cookie value if it is encoded. And for that, we're going to use the Decoder tab. And once we have decoded the cookie and understood its structure, it's time to tamper with it. So just modify the cookie value as desired. For example, changing ID is equal to 10 to ID is equal to 11. So after modifying the cookie, send the entire request to the repeater tab. In the repeater tab, you can resend the tampered request to the server and observe the response. Finally, we need to analyze the impact of a tampered cookie. So go to the Comparer tab in Burp Suite. Here you can compare the original HTTP response with the response received after sending the tampered cookie. Let's understand it practically. Guys, in this demo, we'll tamper with cookies to escalate our privileges. Let's dive in. Open the target application, Ghost, and let's log in using the credential test and test. Test as username and the test as password, and then click login. So you can see it is displaying welcome developer. Use the form below to add to the block. So let's inspect the page. Just right click and click inspect the page and check the cookies. Just go to this application tab and you can see in cookies, we can see user cookies, right? User colon test. So let's change this value to something else. Let's change it to admin. Okay. So changing this value to admin should grant us admin access. So let's refresh this page and just see what it is displaying us. You can see it is displaying us welcome admin. Use the form below to add to the block. So we logged in as admin. And there is another way. You can see there is another cookie, right? When we inspect the page in the application tab, you can see there is another cookie named server, right? With some value. But this value is something is not in a plain text, right? Is a encoded value. So let's see how we can decode it. Now we'll go to Burp Suite and then we'll on the intercept and just refresh this page. So you can see it has captured the request, right? With the cookie, user is equal to admin and the server value. So if we select the server value, you can see this is decoding the server value and the plain text is wasp BWA, right? Just select this value and you can see it in a plain text, or you can select this text and send to decoder. Okay, and the decoder tab, just click here, decode as, then base 64. So you can see it in a plain text. So guys, in the decoder tab, you can decode or encode the data. For example, you can encode a string test1 using base 64, and then you can change the server cookie value to the encoder string. Now let's go back to the Proxy tab and then send this request to the repeater. Select send to repeater, and in the repeater tab, we'll locate the username cookie. We can see username cookie is equal to admin. So let's change this value from admin to test. Okay, and just send this request. We will see the response. So you can see in the response, you can see welcome developer. Use the form below to add to the block. And if we change this user is equal to test to admin and resend this request, we can see it is displaying us welcome admin, right? Now let's open this and now we'll send this response to the Comparer tab, okay, to compare the responses. So right click here and send to Comparer. Alright, now again let's modify this admin to test. User is equal to test and send this request, and we will send this to Comparer. Okay, now in the Comparer tab we will compare the two responses. So look at the differences. Just click here, compare words by words or by bytes. So we'll compare by words. Just click here and then look at the differences, the content length and the cookie value, right? You can see the content length is, for this case we have content length 3572, and for this case we have a different content length, and even the date is, and date and timings are changed. Date is same but the time is changed, right? And you can see welcome, here it is displaying as welcome admin, and in this case it is displaying as welcome developer. So like this you can compare the responses. That's it, we have successfully demonstrated how to tamper with cookies, to escalate privileges and modify user roles. Always remember to perform this test in authorized environment only. Thank you. In this lecture we'll learn how to identify weak session tokens that might seem secure at first glance but are actually vulnerable. So you can see these tokens. At first these tokens look randomly generated. However, by analyzing the tokens we can uncover potential weaknesses. So if we analyze the tokens, the only change is the number at the end. So that is indicating these tokens are sequential. So this makes them predictable and susceptible to brute force attacks. So we'll use two main tabs in Burp Suite to analyze session tokens. First we will intercept the session tokens from the web application using Proxy tab. Then identify patterns and analyze the randomness of the tokens using Sequencer tab. Let's see it practically. Now let's see how to tamper with session tokens to gain access to another account. So just open the browser and navigate to this IP address and then open DVWA. Then log in using the credential admin as username, admin as password, then click login. When you log in, the application generates a session token to manage your user session. So let's go to the Burp Suite and check the HTTP history. Here you can check the post request, okay, in Burp Suite. And then you can see username is equal to admin and the password is equal to admin, right? We'll send this request to the repeater, not sequencer, repeater, okay? So let's go to the repeater and we'll send this request. You can see the response, right? If you submit the request with PHP session cookie already defined, the server will not return a new cookie. So just remove all the cookie from here and resend this request to get a new PHP session ID. So you can see we get a new PHP session ID, right? PHP session ID is equal to this one, right? So notice that the session ID changes with each request, indicating it is dynamic, okay? So in the response side, just right click and then send this to Sequencer. Then let's go to the Sequencer tab. In the Sequencer, select the token location, okay? At the bottom, you can see PHP session ID is equal to something. So select this one and start live capture, okay? And even enable auto analyze so that it will automatically analyze the randomness of tokens. And once the capture is complete, we'll review the summary page in Burp Sequencer. The analysis shows that session tokens have excellent randomness, making them hard to tamper with. Even if session tokens look secure, it is important to use tools like Burp Sequencer to check their randomness and security. Always test session tokens in authorized environment to avoid vulnerabilities. And thank you for watching this lecture. See you in the next lecture. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to bypass two-factor authentication. Let's get started and exploit this weakness step by step. So we have this lab 2FA simple bypass. This lab two-factor authentication can be bypassed. You have already obtained a valid username and password, but do not have access to the user 2FA verification code. To solve this lab, access Carlos account page. These are your credentials and these are the victim credentials. So first we'll access this lab. Just click here, access the lab. This will open the web page, okay, where we can access this lab. So we'll log in with these credentials. So here we can see email client. So we'll open the email client and then click here, my account. Then we'll log in with Wiener as username and Peter as password. Click login and it's asking for 4-digit security code. Okay, so we'll go to email client, refresh this page and enter this code. This is security code. And then click login. Now carefully make a note of the URL. It's crucial for our exploit. So I can see After this forward slash, we have my hyphen account. Okay. After noting the URL, we log out from this account. And now go back to this Portspeaker website and just copy these credentials, victim credentials. And then we'll log in with this victim credentials. Then click login. Now it's asking for 4-digit security code. So you can see, guys, the URL it's forward slash login 2. So if we remove this login 2 with my hyphen account, so we have successfully gained access to the victim account without a need for 2FA. This vulnerability exists because the server isn't validating the 2FA at each step. And that's it. You have successfully bypassed 2FA in this lab. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. In this lecture, you will learn about HTTP methods. We'll start with the get method. Imagine you're using a login form on a website. So with the get method, when you enter your username and password and hit submit, those details are shown right in the website address. So this isn't good for security because anyone snooping around, especially on shared network, can see your login details. But if the form uses the post method instead, your username and password stay hidden. So when you submit a form using the post method, the form data is transmitted in the body of the HTTP request rather than as the part of the URL. When you're dealing with the private information like passwords, it is much safer to use the post method. So to understand this better, let's try something hands-on. We're gonna intercept the request using the tool called Burp Suite. Let's first start the Burp Suite. Okay, just type Burp Suite and then choose this temporary project and start Burp. Okay. Next, open this tab, Proxy, and then open the browser. Okay. And then you can take any website. I'm using test PHP. Okay. And then if I click on this your card and will on the intercept, it is not opening this. So let's open this artist. Okay, so you can see it is using the get request because everything is stored, everything is appended to the URL itself, right? When you open this artist, so this is gonna append in the URL. Okay, you can see it is appended in the URL, right? So let's open this tab, sign up, and then enter the username and the password. I'm entering username as test and the password as test. Okay, and then on the intercept and then click login. Okay, so you can see it is using the post request. Yes, everything is stored in the request body. You can see username is test and the password is test. Okay, next we have options method, which allows us to data mine which specific methods are permitted on a web server. So how do we use it? Let's take a practical look. So for this demonstration, I'm using Metasploitable machine as a web server. This is the IP address of the Metasploitable machine. Okay, so to make the request using the options method, we can utilize curl command, curl, and then type v is for purpose, and then x, that is gonna specify the options. Okay, next is the URL of this IP address. Okay, here is the IP address. Okay, here you can provide the website URL. Next, just hit enter. So this is going to display you what all the methods are permitted on this website. So you can see options, get, head, post, delete. These all the methods are allowed on this website. Next method we have is delete method. So using delete method, we can delete the files on the web server. So let's see how we can delete the files on the server. Here you can see on the web server we have this file 1.txt. Let's see how we can delete it. So let's type curl hyphen x, then delete. Okay, because we want to delete this file and the URL. Okay, to specify this URL. And next, after specifying this URL, specify the file name. File name is 1.txt. Just hit enter. Okay, you can see this will delete this 1.txt file. Now we'll see what is a put method. Guys, it is a dangerous method if it is allowed on the server. as attacker can upload the malicious files. Okay, so let's see how to use the put method. Just type curl -x, then put, and the URL. Okay, so like if I want to upload this file, okay, on this location, like DAV, okay, and I want to upload a file, then I can use this option, upload file. Okay, but here I'm just writing something inside a file. For that, you can use -d option. Okay, I'm writing hacked. Okay, I'm writing hacked inside a file 1.txt. Okay, so this is going to create 1.txt file and we'll write hacked inside it. Okay, let's hit enter, and now you can see it has created this file 1.txt. Now let's upload the malicious file and get the meter shell. So guys, you can download any web shell. I'm downloading C99 shell. Okay, I'm downloading it from this website. Okay, you can download the C99 shell from here. I've already downloaded it. It is in downloads. Okay, the C99 shell.php. So let's see how we can upload the C99 shell using curl command, curl -x, and then put. Okay, then the option upload file, then C99 shell.php. Next, specify the URL and then specify the HTTP 1.0. So HTTP 1.0, that is indicating we are using HTTP 1.0 protocol. Okay, and then hit enter. So you can see it has uploaded this C99 shell.php. So if you click on it, you can see here is an option to enter the commands. Like if we try to run this command like ls, and just click on execute. So this is running the ls command. It is listing all the files present inside this web server. Okay, so let's execute another command. Okay, we can run any Linux command. Like if we want to run any command, just type here and then click on execute. Okay, so you can see this is Linux Metasploitable machine. Next, we'll see how we can get the meter shell. For that, just start the Metasploit framework, MSF console. Okay, and then use the exploit multi-handler. Okay, we are using this exploit multi and then /handler. Next, set the payload. Otherwise, we're going to use this payload cmd unix. Okay, then reverse python, then hit enter. And next is set the lhost. So lhost is your IP address, your machine IP address. If you want to check it, you can use config command. So this is going to show you your IP address. So this is my IP address. Okay, so I'm going to set this as lhost. Okay, next is set lport. Lport is 443. And let's generate the payload. So type as we know, p option is to generate the payload. So we are generating this reverse _ python, this payload we are generating, and it is using the same lport and lhost that we use over here. Okay, next just hit enter. This is gonna generate a command. Just copy this command, copy this again from here, okay, and just paste it here and then click on execute. But before that, before the start the listener, type your run and then execute this command. Okay, so let's see we got the shell or not. So here you can see we got the shell. It has opened the session 1, right? So if we type ls, we are able to list files inside this, right? So guys, like this you can upload the malicious file and get the meter shell. Alright, thanks for watching. In this lecture we're talking something called HTTP web tampering. Sounds complicated, right? But do not worry, I will break it down for you. First, let's quickly understand what HTTP verbs are So when you interact with the website, your browser uses this verb to tell the website what to do. For example, get is used to fetch data, post is used to submit data, put is for updating, and delete is for, well, delete is for deleting. Imagine you are on a website, checking out your profile, and your browser sends a GET request to fetch your profile data. Now what if an attacker changes this GET request to delete request? So if the website does not properly check the request, it might delete your profile instead of just showing it. So this is HTTP verb tampering. An attacker changes HTTP method to trick the website into doing something it should not. Let's see it practically. So let's just open the site and we'll create an account in this site. Here you can type any name. Okay, I'm using Joker1234 as username, and then you can take an email address. So I will use a temp mail. Just go to temp mail. Okay, and take a disposal email address. Just we'll change it. So I'll just copy the email address from here and just paste it here. Okay, and password you can type any. Alright, then confirm the password and then submit it. Okay, so a mail has been sent to this mail, okay, to let you confirm your subscription. So you'll go to temp mail, just close it, or if you can refresh the site and open this mail. Hello Joker1234, so let's confirm your email address. So after verifying this, it will open this site. Alright, so let's move to challenges. First let's select the language, English, okay, and then move to challenges. Then get as in challenges, and then open this web server. Then here is a challenge named HTTP verb tampering. Just open this challenge. Close these sites. So guys, after opening this challenge, just click on start the challenge. Okay, so you can see here it is asking for username and password that we don't know, right? So let's on the intercept. Just open the Burp Suite and on the intercept, and just you can refresh this page. Okay, and here you have to change this method to a different method. I'm changing it to options, and just forward this request. Then open the browser. You can see it is displaying as the password. So after changing the method, after manipulating that method, we got the password. So it means it is vulnerable to that attack, HTTP verb tampering, right? So we enter the password and click send. Okay, now you can off the intercept. So you can see, well done, you have won 15 points. So to prevent this, website should always validate HTTP methods on the server side, implement strong access control, and regularly test for vulnerabilities. So in a nutshell, HTTP verb tampering is when someone changes the method of HTTP request to exploit a website. So simple validation and security practices can keep this in check. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lecture. In this lecture, we are going to explore HTTP parameter pollution. So HTTP parameter pollution is a web vulnerability when an attacker can manipulate or inject multiple parameters with the same name in an HTTP request. So this can cause unexpected behavior, potentially allowing attackers to bypass security controls or inject malicious data. So let's see it practically. To demonstrate this, I'm using BWJ machine. Just paste the IP address of BWJ machine in your browser and do not forget to start the burp. Okay, and make sure your intercept is off. After that, just start this application multi-day 2, and then go to this one A1 injection. Okay, we'll open this page of HTTP parameter pollution. Then we'll go to the user poll page of multi-day. So you can see this page allows user to vote for their favorite security tool, and we will be using this page to demonstrate HTTP parameter pollution. So you can select anything from here, your favorite security tool. Okay, so I'm selecting Wireshark as my choice. Okay, and then enter anything in the initials field. I'm entering hacker in the initial field. Then click here, submit vote. But before that, let's on the intercept. Okay, and now we'll submit it. So guys, if we submit this, what we are getting here, it is displaying us no choice selected, right? But if you open the Burp Suite, it is displaying us choice is equal to Wireshark and initials is equal to hacker, right? So if we on of the intercept, we'll see what it is displaying us. It is displaying your choice was Wireshark. Alright, so let's again submit a different choice. This time I will submit choice as Burp Suite. Okay, and I will enter the same thing and will click on submit vote, but make sure your intercept is on. Now let's submit vote. So now you can see it is using the get request, right? And here you can see choice is equal to Burp Suite and initial is equal to hacker, right? So now we will add a different parameter. Okay, so and choice equal to, so let's add something else, hacked. Okay, and again add and, so choice is equal to Burp Suite and choice is equal to hacked. Okay, so let's forward this request and let's see what it will display us on the web page. So we'll click forward, then just analyze the response from the server. So you can see it is displaying us your choice was hacked. So guys, it is depending on how the server processes the parameters. You may notice different behaviors, like some applications use the first parameter and others application use the last, and some might concatenate the value. For example, when I was choosing this unmap and I was adding another choice like hacked, if it concatenates the value, so it's gonna show us result something like unmap hacked. Okay, that's the quick overview of HTTP parameter pollution and the practical demonstration using multi-day and Burp Suite. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.
Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will be exploring a critical topic in web application security, which is injection vulnerabilities. We will discuss what they are and why they are dangerous. Injections are amongst the oldest and most dangerous attacks aimed at web applications. They can lead to data theft, data loss, denial of service, as well as full system compromise. And injection vulnerabilities occur when an attacker is able to insert or inject malicious data into a command or query that the application processes. This happens when an application does not properly validate or sanitize user inputs before executing them. There are many types of injection vulnerabilities. First one is SQL injection. Attackers inject malicious SQL queries to manipulate the database. Command injection. Attackers execute malicious commands on the host operating system. Cross-site scripting. Attackers inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. And many more. Each of these vulnerabilities can have several impacts, including data breaches and system compromises. Why injection vulnerabilities are dangerous? Access sensitive data, such as user information or financial records. Alter or delete data, causing data loss or corruption. Execute commands. An attacker can execute malicious commands on a server, which can result in full control over the system. Perform unauthorized action, such as privilege escalation. The impact can be very bad, including data breaches, financial loss, and damage to the reputation. Preventing injection vulnerabilities. To prevent injection vulnerabilities, we consider some best practices. First one is input validation and sanitization. Always validate and sanitize user inputs to ensure they conform to expected formats. Use prepared statements. For SQL queries, use parameterized queries or prepared statements to separate data from code. Escape user input. Properly escape user input when displaying it on web pages to prevent cross-site scripting attacks. Least privilege principle. Limit the permissions of your database and application accounts to minimize the impact of a successful attack. Injection vulnerabilities are a critical security concern in web application. By understanding how they work and following best practices, you can protect your applications from these type of attacks. Always remember, regular security assessments and staying informed about security practices are key to maintaining a secure environment. In the next lectures, we will cover how to use Burp Suite to find the injection vulnerabilities. Thank you. See you in the next lecture. Hello everyone, in this lecture we will explore how to use Burp Suite to test for SQL injection vulnerabilities. As we know, SQL injection occurs when an attacker can manipulate the queries that an application makes to database, potentially leading to unauthorized access or data breaches. We will cover how to use Burp Suite Scanner and Intruder to identify and exploit these vulnerabilities. Our practice environment will be the one web website. We are using Burp Suite Professional as we need scanner today. And open the browser on the another side. Make sure the proxy is on. First, let's look at Burp Suite Scanner. It helps us to identify SQL injection and other issues by analyzing the request and responses. I'll set my target. Forward the request. I'm going to another site to finding the SQL injection vulnerabilities. I'll make more requests to finding the vulnerabilities. Now I will do active scans on all the websites. Do an active scan here. Yes. Scan here. Yes. Here. You can see it will give us all the so it's getting completed. It will give us all the vulnerabilities. Once we find the SQL injection vulnerabilities, we will go to the Intruder tool for manually testing for SQL injection vulnerabilities. It allows for a more detailed investigation of potential issues. So it's getting completed. We'll see the details, whether we found or not. And we found the SQL injection here on this website. Here. That means we give anything here, it will get injected. So we go to this query, send to Intruder tab. We will send this query to the Intruder tab and we will manually test for the SQL injection vulnerability. Go to the Intruder tab. I set my position query. Now I will go to the payloads and I will highlight the payload. I highlighted the payload position already. And we need to ensure that the parameter we want to test is highlighted as a payload option. Now we will go to the payload tabs. We will select the payload type and the payload processing. So add from list. If you are using Burp Suite Professional, these are inbuilt. We can use anything. So I'm using fuzzing SQL injection. But if you are using community version, not using Burp Suite Professional, then you need to manually type all this. In payload processing, I will add, like we can add anything to test. So let's see, encode. I will encode my data. all characters. Okay. Now I'll start attack. It will begin injecting the payloads into the selected parameters. Watch the attack progress and note any interesting responses. So as of now, all the responses are 200. Okay. That means successful. It is injecting the encoding our data. So we need to check for the responses that include additional data or error messages indicating that SQL command were executed. Or we need to observe response length. Responses with significant different length or time delay might suggest that the SQL injection payloads had an impact. And we need to review the error messages. Pay attention to the error messages that can provide clues about the underlying SQL query and database structure. So as of now, our status is 200, successful. Our length is 7583 bytes. Now we will see here. You can see it start blinking. I'll forward this request. You can see here it started changing. That means SQL is injected there. So if I forward, we can see here. So that's how you can manually test the SQL injection vulnerabilities in the Intruder tab. In the next lecture, we will see how to use the repeater tab for command injection vulnerabilities. Stay tuned. Thank you. See you in the next lecture. Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will explore how to test for OS operating system command injection vulnerabilities using Burp Suite. OS command injection occurs when an attacker can execute malicious operating system commands via an application. This can lead to unauthorized access or system compromise. We will demonstrate the process using Burp Suite. Open Burp Suite Professional and set a target. I am keeping the same website. I'll forward the request. I go to the sign up form and here I'll fill any form or keep any input on this website. I'm forwarding the requests. I scan this host. We can find the OS command injection vulnerability from here, and if it's not there, we go to the repeater tab and we will try to inject the vulnerability to check the response. So I'll take any website, any response we will take. We'll take this response. I send to repeater. I send to the repeater. Now we will test this response manually. The request is in the repeater. We will modify it to test for OS command injection vulnerability. We will inject payloads to see if the application allows execution of system commands or not. So modify the parameter values to include injection payloads. We will see first what all are the payloads available to inject the OS command vulnerability. This is Linux command to list all the files. This is Windows command to list files. And if we keep this command, it will display the current user to us. One more is there, echo vulnerable. It will help to test if injection is successful or not. We will try who am I command and we will see the response. So I'm trying who am I command. I have modified the request Now I'll send the request and see if the injection is successful. So you can see the response here. So look for output from the injected command, such as directory listing or user information in the response body. Look for errors, check for error messages or any anomalies that might indicate command execution. Or observe response changes. Note any changes in response length or content that may suggest command execution. So this is the response we generated after modifying the request. That's how you can inject the OS command vulnerability in the website for testing it. You can see here proxy tab is blinking. I'll go and forward this post. So this is our new. This is unmodified response, and this is the response we get after injecting the OS command vulnerability. So that's all about the OS command injection vulnerabilities. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.